Hello, my name is Amin, representing company EMCsoft, and in this video I wanted to show how smart process automation works. It's a very good feature, by the way, and it used to be in Bitrix that you can use on leads, deals, and contacts and companies as a feature, as objects, but we used to be, for example, a year ago, we did change deals and leads to something else and try to use these objects as something else. But thanks to Bitrix, for now we got smart process automation, and now we may create something, some other objects which is necessary for our current work. So I will create for an example, I will create a recruiting app from scratch using smart process automation. And on my right side, I got recruiting app which I created in Salesforce. And in this recruiting app, I got candidates, positions, job applications, reviews, and position status. It's just the positions which show current position of each position, right? And the same app I'm going to create in Bitrix using smart process automation. And of course, compare these two prices. In Bitrix, it will be much cheaper to create and pay license as well. Okay, so where we should to go now? We go to click more, we go to CRM, click more, smart process automation, and we're going to create these objects. So we go in here, and then we create add empty SPA, and we need to give a name, candidate, right? So for with candidates, we will use as a list only. So we got a list, and we do not need anything from here. And we need to create start date, end date. We need to add observers, or not only responsible person for a particular object. And we're going to delete sometimes that candidates, not only close as a successful one, but actually we need to close candidates as a successful one as well. So we're going to go to SPA components and add the stages and Kanban. Then we're going to bind to this SPA. And actually we don't need that for now. We don't need that, and we don't need that. So let's create that. So we got candidates. So in candidates, we got name, date of birth, and education, right? So we got our fields, but let's use only some of them just to have an example. So we got data type string, which is name. Name is candidate name. Required, showing filters, searchable, of course, not multiple, and save. When we going to create string candidate surname. Right, required, and save, but we can check what's probably default. We don't need that, so save. And we're going to create date of birth, which is date. Not required. And create education string, education. right? So say that. Then close field settings and create a position. Empty positions, and we're going to use stages in Kanban, and we don't need to have triggers, something else, and we're not going to have start date, end date, add observers, and sometimes we can delete that. Then serial bindings, we don't need that for a while. Task, so we don't need a save, right? Then add the positions field, and in positions we got position styles is coming by default, ID coming by default, and we can create just skills. And probably that's it. Don't need anything else. Then we need to have job application. Empty. So job application, we need to have don't need Kanban, start, end, observers, delete, and bind to SPA. So we need to bind that job application both to candidate and positions, and in details form the same. Means details forms means that you want to see them inside of the card. Oops, I forget to put job application, right? And also inside of a job application, I also got a review. So I need to create a review. So I don't need to have for now Kanban, and start and date, probably observers, probably we can delete that if we don't need that, and bind to job application, of course, and I want to see that in cart as well. Okay, so I created that, and now I want to customize that panel the same as here. So I need just to click here, config menu, and hide. We need to hide that. So we got candidates, position, job application, review, which is not available here, but we'll leave that for a while. Right. So we got this menu items in panel, and in candidates, if I go into candidates, so I got Kanban view. I don't need that. I will go to smart process again, and edit and check that. Okay, so update. So I got list view only. Okay, so I got position, which is Kanban view, and in position I will merge position and position status. So I will have the same pending, open, closed successfully, not successfully. So I will change that to pending. Open it. I will delete that because I don't need that. And then I got to status closed successfully, closed unsuccessfully. For that, I need to go to the settings. Status and drop downs. Go to positions. and change status for success. Close it. Successfully. And closed not successfully. Okay, let's check position. So we'll delete a filter which show only under work statuses. We'll select all statuses. So closed not successful, closed successful, right? Then we go into job applications. Okay, let's go with testing. Okay, I'm going to create some candidate first. And here I need to create some additional, add some additional fields. So I need to add observer here. And I need to put candidates here. Marked when. So day of birth. So education. I don't know, meet. Okay, so as remember we created that fields before. So we can save that. Okay, and I got candidate name number 2. The thing is that probably I just need to have a candidate name here as the same in name and surname. For that, I need to go back to Smart Process and go to Candidates, edit it, select stages in Kanban and automation rules and triggers. So automation, you can't activate automation rules and triggers without that. So to have active that, you need to have both active. So you need to clear that. And then in candidate object, you will see now Kanban view, all right? So I need to delete. And create, open it, and create some automation rule which will change the name of a candidate based on name and surname. So click here for employee and change element, edit element, right? So this is a name of candidate. And we can click here and select ID space ID of a candidate space, then select name, which is by end candidate name, and space candidate surname, right? Change behavior of go to role and responsible person for that particular candidate. Click save and run immediately. Save. That means that when you will create a candidate, it will be candidate will be created in that stage, and that means that robot will start working automatically. So we can delete now candidate for a while and create a new one. So let's create nothing put here, just put name, mark 20, their birth again, right? And so you see that we give an ID, and we give an ID of a candidate and put name and surname. Probably we just need to put a hash before ID, just to be sure that this is the ID name. Okay, let's delete that again and create. Right, so we got ID, we got name and surname. Now we can change a view of a candidate on that panel, just in case we'll use a Kanban view, but probably most of the time you will use a list view. And you can change list view here as well. So we got name, created by, created on, and probably can remove created by, created on, stage, you don't need stage, date of birth, education. So make the same view as here. Candidate name, so we don't have created on. Okay, we can put here responsible. Yeah, quite the same, but candidate probably can ignore candidate name as well. So very similar, right? In Kanban view, you can change view as well. You can click here, Kanban settings, configure from field, and again, ID. Probably can ignore ID, just put the name, which is name, date of birth, education, and responsible person. Okay, so responsible person, date of birth, education. You can add as much data as want here. So right, so when we go into position, and in position we are doing quite similar thing. I go into the list view, right? We can add so we got position title, which you need to put manually. For example, Java developer, right? And put skills. And also we got required years of experience, which is not here, but we can create that. We can create, click create field and create number required years of experience, put as a number. Okay, multiple required, right? So to show it always, to be sure, you need to check here to be sure that show always here. And put, for example, 5 years. So we also got job description. We can ignore that for a while. Status, max salary, min salary. So let's put money. Which will be 100 per year, and create minimum salary. Right. So we got name, can ignore created by, and created on. We can move stages a bit back, skills here, and in Kanban view do the same thing, config, and we can select name, which is already here, and skills, max salary, required years of experience, and save. So we got all that information right here. Then we go into job application, right? The thing is that that job application could be created manually, or that could come from website or from mobile app, wherever. But in that case, the main thing here, I wanted to show you that how you can connect positions in job application, candidates and positions with connect to job application. So we create a job application, and job application should be generated ID themselves, which is job application number here, and we need to connect position and candidate. So be sure that both active always, and save, right? So that means that you can connect with that job application because you got one position, you got one candidate, but you can have for job application, for one position, you can have many candidates. That's why you can, for example, connect one position and one candidate. So you got one job application. Okay. And for that particular job application, you can create average score. And that average score will be automatically calculated based on reviews, but I will back to that. Okay, and so I created a job application. If I'm going back to candidates, if I open that candidate, I can go to the job application, so I can move it manually here and click on job application, and I can see that for that particular candidate, I got one job application, but that candidate could apply for another position. So, and here I can see how many times that particular candidate applied. The same story for position. So if I'm going to position, I can see how many candidates applied for that particular position, right? So I got one job application. If I will create another candidate, so I will how can I spell it? Charles Dickens. Yeah, this one. And I can select his date of birth again, education, put MGU University, save. So I got two candidates, and also I can create a job application from here, but in our business process, job application should be created here from external source. So job application, I can select as Java developer, Charles Dickens, and put average score will be filled automatically. So if I'm going back to position, click on Java developer, I can see that job application filled twice, right? But that each candidate applied only once for that job application. Then I got a review. So it means that job application could have several reviews. For example, you got interview with HR, the interview with manager, with team lead, interview with team lead. So, and each job application could have up to, for example, up to 5 different reviews. So in that case, I can create review right here. So if I'm going to job application, I'm going to review, I can create a review. So review will be given name automatically. And if I'm going to job application, so I got reviews here, and I just think about what kind of fields I should create field as number for score. So each person should give a score for a particular interview. So save. And for example, 5, right? And then, so I got 1 review for that job application. I can create another review. And I can give 4. And I can create another one. 3. Okay, so I got for 1 position and for 2 candidates, I got 1 job application and I got another one, right? So I got for 2 different person, I got 2 job application because I got 1 position, 2 different person, and for another person I can have as much reviews as I want as well, right? Okay, so and I can check all reviews here, but I think it's not necessary. You can use only just for some reason you can automatically select reviews for job application if you too lazy go to job application first. You can add field here, select job application, and select the job application from here and click search. So you can see all reviews for a particular job application score. Also, in the regional app, which I done for the client, average score automatically calculated used these reviews. So you got score for each review, all that data collected, and calculated average score and saved here. But I think that it's too much to tell how I done it using business process. I'll just give you a tip that for review, you need to have you need to activate stages and Kanbans, rules, triggers, and workflow design, right? And if you go back to review and Kanban, you need to delete that. And create automation rule. And create automation rules means that if you got a review, you need to run some business process. So you need to have some business process which you select a set variable, will select job application first, then collect for a particular job application. So that means that when you got a review, your review will come to that stage, and that means that that business process automatically will run for that particular review. So it will collect, when business process will go back to the job application to assign for that review, and will collect all reviews for that particular job application and calculate average one. Okay. And position status here, we got just summary of the list with all positions and with position status currently. But here you can see that in Kanban also you can see that different positions as a list. Now it's already here. So we got stages right here. Okay. That's it. So I think that I give you a main idea how smart process works, that you can create business objects in the same as a Salesforce and connect with business objects between different objects and make dependencies between them and do calculation based on that dependencies. That's it. If you like that video, click like. If you have questions about that video, ask your questions in comments under that video. Thank you and bye-bye.